Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is going to be Temperature Blanket Tuesday, where I update you guys on how my blanket's been coming along for the last 7 days. And pardon my poofy crazy hair today. I let it air dry and this is what happens. It's a little bit poofy and crazy, but I know you guys don't mind, so we are just going to jump into the temperature blanket. So I've changed up a little bit yet again how I'm kind of organizing it. Well, not really changed it up. I haven't changed it up. I just started adding the colors that I'm going to be using in the boxes as well. So for those of you who haven't seen my other temperature blanket videos, I have created a playlist, so I will put that in the description. And that will go over all the colors I chose, how I decided to do my temperature blanket. I'm doing two. I'm doing one with the moss stitch and variegated yarn tracking daily temperatures, and then I'm also doing one following Crochet with Tiffany Hanson's crochet along for her sampler temperature blanket, where I'm only doing 2 rows a week, and I'm doing the average weekly high and the average weekly low. So if you want to know more or see my past updates, definitely check the description. But anyway, I just thought it would be a little bit easier during these videos to write the colors. So what I'm doing, if you haven't seen, is writing the high and low for the day. Then once I complete the row on my 4-weight temperature blanket, which is the daily one, then I'll put the little underlines. And then at the end here, I'm writing the weekly average high and low, and checking those off for the other temperature blanket. So this week we have had a little more consistent weather. I still used 3 different colors for the first blanket. I'm going to talk about the variegated yarn blanket first, and then I will talk about the sampler blanket second, and it's right here. So for the variegated everyday temperature blanket, I used 3 colors this week, and yeah, we just had a little bit more consistent highs. So we are going to be talking today about Tuesday, January 24th through Monday, January 30th. So you can see here that Tuesday, the 24th, was 49 for the high, so we used cinnamon cedar, and we used cinnamon cedar again the next day. Wednesday the 25th was 48 degrees, and then on Thursday it was 37 for the high, so we used the color Lakefront, and I will show you those colors in just a minute. And then Friday the 27th was 52, so spring green. Same color for Saturday the 28th, 59 degrees, so spring green again. And then back to that cinnamon cedar on Sunday the 29th, the high was 49. And then Monday the 30th, we used the color Lakefront, and it was 39 degrees. So I will show you those 3 colors real quick. So this is the color Cinnamon Cedar. I've definitely used this one at this point, I think, the most out of all of them. And it's just funny because I've mentioned this like in every one of these videos, but whenever I originally chose this color, I was thinking fall. Like, I was thinking I don't know, I just didn't even think about using this until fall. But we have had some different weather this year in Kentucky for January. It hasn't been our normal January temperatures. So I've used this a lot. This week we had 4 days, well, 3 days with the cinnamon cedar, but the last day of last week we also used this. So a lot of cinnamon cedar. I've also used a lot of this spring green. So we had 2 days this week. That was this color. And then the Lakefront, we also used 2 days, I believe. Yes. So 2 days here, 2 days here, and 3 days here. So a little bit more consistent temperature wise, a little bit. So are you guys ready to see the blanket? Like, I'm loving it so much. Every time that I pass by it, I have, you know, my little temperature blanket tote here. And every time I see it laying there, I just love it. I'm just so excited to see how it's gonna look at the end of the year. I mean, it is beautiful and I can't wait to show you. So here is what it is looking like so far. I really hope that you guys are loving this as much as I am. I had no idea, you know, exactly what it was going to end up working up like whenever I decided to use variegated yarn. You know, I've seen so many beautiful temperature blankets on Pinterest and on YouTube, and I just had no clue what a variegated temperature blanket would look like. And yes, it is hard to see with variegated yarn, you know, that the differences in the temperature day by day. But I think at the end of the year, you will be able to see each season, if that makes sense, where, you know, like this week we use these colors. I would assume that, you know, in July when it's like 80s and 90s here in Kentucky, we will not be using these colors at all. We will be using a whole different combination of colors. And, you know, the lows in the summertime here in where I live in Kentucky, normally like in June, July, August, our lows only get maybe in the 70s overnight. So I don't know, it's just going to be really neat to see how the blanket plays out. So I really hope that you guys are excited to see that. And I thank you guys for following me along on this journey. It has been so fun. This is my first temperature blanket, and it's definitely a colorful one. But you can see here my little stitch marker. Now, I've done a horrible job about weaving in ends. I said I was going to do them at the end of every week. I have not done that. I'm debating on doing a double border where the ends are sandwiched in between, and so that I don't have to weave in all the ends. But I don't know yet if I want to do a border on this blanket. It's just going to depend. You know, I may end up just paying my kids, like I'll pay my 10-year-old some money to weave in the ends for me. I'll teach him how to do it and pay him a little bit. But anyway, yeah, it's just beautiful. So you can see here, starting with these two burgundy rows, that was the cinnamon cedar. And the cinnamon cedar has, you know, those beautiful fall orange, yellows, some blue, some green, some burgundy. So, you know, as the row goes on, it transitions over into more of that orangey color and yellowish color. So really pretty. And then we did 2 rows of spring green. So I really liked the way it worked up this year, or this week, where we had a couple, you know, the colors, we had a couple days of them at least, so that you could get a little more of that full color variation. So the next 2 days we're back to the spring green, which is the beautiful greens and yellows that you see there close to the top. And then we went back to the cinnamon cedar for another day, and that is this second to the top row where the yellow is. So it really blends in with that spring green quite a bit, because they both have very similar, even though they're totally different yarns, they both have similar colors in them, like the blues and greens. So those kind of blend together, I've noticed, when they're side by side. But then this lakefront color, I really am glad I chose this because it really is different than the rest. So you can really notice it well. But as you can see in this last row that we did, it is mainly all that beige color that's within that skein. So I really like that as well. Let me know your ideas on this. Part of me doesn't want to do a row to separate the months, just because I really love the way this is working up, and I don't want anything to disrupt it, if that makes sense. But at the same time, I would like to easily see the months. So I've debated on doing a row of white or black, or another color that is not in the variegated yarns. So you guys let me know, what do you think? What do you think I should do? So let's get on to the second blanket. So this one, again, I said I'm doing the sampler along with Tiffany Hansen, and I did this one a lot different because that first blanket is so super colorful. I kind of wanted to do more of a traditional style temperature blanket for this second one by using more traditional colors, but then I also didn't want to spend a ton of money since I know I'll be buying a lot more yarn for the first temperature blanket. So I decided just to go with my regular old red heart. I haven't worked with red heart much at all, at least the Super Saver. I do like, you know, like the melange here and the Huga and all that, but as far as Super Saver, I haven't worked with it in a long time. You know, I don't love the way it feels, I'll be honest, but I know that when you wash it, it does get softer. So I'm going to stick with this. I thought about changing it, but then I was like, no, it's going to be fine. And these are cheap and readily available at Walmart, so I'm just going to stick with it, and I do love the colors. But anyway, I chose to do only 5 colors. So my temperature ranges are a lot broader. So I'm doing about 20 degrees, 19 degrees for each temperature range. So there isn't going to be a lot of variation in color in this one, but that is completely fine with me because you saw the other blanket, so I'm getting that fixed. But so anyway, I'm excited to see the February stitch. I haven't checked it out yet because it's sampler, so we're going to do a different stitch every month. But this week again, we've used the same color, so this is pale yellow and light jasmine, and we just alternated. So the lows were in that light jasmine, the average low, and the average high was in that yellow color. So this is what it's looking like. I think it's looking really super cool. Also, my kids and husband are home today, so if you hear them, that's why. Snow day. But yeah, I really like this. And this one I think is going to be like really easy to tell, you know, because it's more traditional with only the 5 colors as we go on through the year. I'm sure that this will kind of be the theme where we use a couple of the colors consistently for several weeks. So I think that's going to look really cool. So anyways, guys, that is it for the temperature blanket updates. I've been really enjoying seeing my other YouTube friends share their temperature blankets as well, and I love hearing what you guys are doing in the comments. You guys are doing so many awesome creative things with your blankets, and I love hearing about them. So keep the comments coming. Again, I've mentioned this before, but just in case, it does take me a little bit longer to reply to your comments now just because I get a lot more, but I still love talking to each and every one of you, so even if it takes me a day or so, I still want to reply to every comment. So definitely let me know how yours is coming along. And then the verse I want to share with you today is actually one that we read in church on Sunday. Our whole message on Sunday was about being a good neighbor, and it was a really convicting message. So anyway, the verse, we actually read the whole passage, but today I'm just going to read to you Luke 11:36 through 37. And this is Jesus speaking, and he says, "Which of these 3 do you think proved to be a neighbor to the man who fell among the robbers?" And this verse is following where Jesus told about the Good Samaritan, where the man was beaten and robbed, left for dead on the side of the road, and several people, religious people, passed by and didn't help him. And then the one person that was looked down upon by all the religious people is the one that ended up helping him. So he said, "Which of these 3 do you think proved to be the neighbor to the man who fell among the robbers?" He said, "The one who showed him mercy." And Jesus said to him, "You go and do likewise." And I think it's so important to remember that verse because we have been shown mercy by God. He sent his son Jesus to die for us and take on the punishment of our sin, the wrath that we deserved. And that is the ultimate mercy. And because God has showed us mercy, we are expected to show mercy as well. And mercy can be really hard to give sometimes. I know that firsthand, but we need to always remember how much mercy we have been shown and use that to spur us on into giving mercy to others even when it's hard, and asking the Lord to give us the heart of the good Samaritan, to show mercy to those that haven't shown mercy to us or that we maybe feel don't deserve it. So anyways, guys, I really hope that that left you with something to think about today. I know the whole message had me thinking for sure. But I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing my temperature blankets, and I will leave all, the playlist, the links down below. My email and my Instagram will be down there, as well as the link to buy me a coffee. I'm on a journey to make this YouTube channel my income to help support my family. So if you can and want to, then you can click on that link and support me in that way. But if not, I appreciate every single one of you who subscribes, likes, comments, watches, all the things. I appreciate it all, and it helps me so much. So I pray that God blesses you, that you have an amazing day, an amazing Tuesday, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. So I didn't realize that my cat was behind me until like partially through the video. I stuck my hands behind me in my little chair and felt something furry. And I was gonna show him to you guys when I was filming that the rest of that video, but I forgot. So here's what's going on. Kikis. Oh, he's so cute. He is an old cat. We have had him, me and my husband got married in 2010, and we got him that year. So he is an old dude, but he is the best cat in the world. Oops, I just showed you guys a sneak peek of a haul right there that I'm going to be sharing with you guys sometime soon. So get excited for that. But anyways, I just thought it was so funny that I had no idea he was back here, and here he is. But all right, guys, I'll talk to you later.